Hi everyone, before we start this video, I would like for you to go to my GoFundMe project, which are at the in the description below. If you want to go help me with one of these projects, please click the links below, and it will take you to that particular project. So please help me. I need your help. Thank you. God bless. On this episode of Infowars News, Time Robinson gets 13 months for live streaming outside courthouse. Police hunt two men who bombed an Indian restaurant, and the tickets of the GDPR are revealed. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the final week of May the 28th, 2018, this is first article written by Jihad Watch. The title is called Update. Time Robinson gets 13 months for live streaming outside courthouse. Police impose gag order regarding this issue. Oh God. Arrested and tried and sentenced within an hour, Time Robinson gets 13 months for live streaming outside courthouse. Not only that, but it's very hard to get information at all, as the police have imposed a gag order regarding the issue. Obviously, they know how bad it makes them look, as the darkness of Sharia complement totalitarianism descends upon the UK. Future generations of free Britons, if there are any, will curse the name of Theresa May as the destroyer of free Britain. Well, good. Kaylin Robertson is saying that this is the death sentence for Tommy Hobson because, like Britain's first leader, Paul Golding, he will likely be placed in general prison population dominated by violent Muslims who will be quite happy to dispatch Tommy to Jamahabsm. I don't know what that word is, but jeez. Britain is finished, and its death as a free society is by its own hand. And folks, and here's Kaylin, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Robinson was on the Alex Jones Show Sunday talking about it here. So, here he is.
Okay, well, we obviously arrived in Leeds to cover a grooming scandal of 29 men who had groomed hundreds of women. There was no evidence of any reporting restriction on it. We read out simply facts from a reputable, credible newspaper. We read out the allegations. We used the word alleged. There was nothing unlawful at all. We had done all the research beforehand. All of it. It wasn't a contempt of court thing. We weren't releasing information about the case that could jeopardize it or that wasn't already publicly available in the local newspaper. So we just decided to go out there and read out those charges and video the people who were the defendants who were going in. Those people have already had videos taken of them and already had pictures taken of them, so we weren't releasing anything new. The police immediately arrived, 9 of them, walked outside a car, arrested him, took him to a prison, told us that it was for breach of the peace. Very strange, given that it's one man with a phone. We went to the prison cell where he was being kept at. They said he's been released. He's not here anymore. And then we found out that he's being taken to the court. And then the court process started. And for tyrannical law reasons, I can't tell you what happened in that courtroom. It was, I don't know if this is legal or not, but it was minutes long. It was 3 or 4 minutes long in that courtroom. There was no bail. There was no back and forth argument. There was no proper defense. It was minutes. And then he was taken away, gone, straight to prison. No chance of bail, no chance of leaving. That's it, blackout. And then the press couldn't talk about it. The journalists who were in that room closed their notepads as soon as they realized there was a press restriction, and they went home and they didn't talk about it. And that was it. And they thought it was silenced. And that's where we're at now. And now we're in a situation where hundreds of thousands of people in this country are going out and protesting, and they're furious. And people who I never expected to be talking, who are from the left-wing media, are saying that they've never seen anything like this before. They've never seen anger like this before. They're worried about the whole country being burned down. And people have to go to the US, who fortunately have the First Amendment, to read the information about this. They have to go to Infowars, they have to go to Fox News, and they're losing their minds. Everybody is losing their minds. They can't comprehend that this is happening in a first world democratic country. And that's all I can report on. I can't talk about the rest of the case. There's lots of things that happened in there that were ridiculous, but I can't reveal the information right now. So as soon as I do, as soon as I hear any more contact from Tommy, anything like that, I'll pass it through Infowars and we'll keep everything updated. But until then, the only thing I can provide between then and now is that he is safe. All accusations of him being assaulted are untrue. It's not a highly Islamified prison where he's staying, so he's safe. That's all I can talk about.
Okay, thank you. So, everything's not quite as it wants to be. He is not in some sort of section where they'll pretty much beat him up, because technically, they will more likely realize that this will blow up in their face even bigger. This has now woken up everybody in Great Britain, and there are protests across the world, from the United States to the UK, where Tommy has been. And the funny thing about it is that I have one of his books, and I was reading it. Or so I thought, that my parents took it away from me. Excuse me. But basically, this man has been disposing this in for 11 years. The grooming scandals and everything else. He had a salon. He had a tennis salon. They shut that down. I mean, basically, the man was really fighting this whole thing. And the Muslims don't like it, because they're not the religion of peace. They are the religion of war. And that's all there is to it. I mean, these guys are pretty much lying. They're actually coercing with this guy, because they all know that they're going to riot if they don't do as they say. Yeah, right. Just with the living guy puts this big fat Santa up there, you know where. Let's see how much they riot then. Anyway, but this is written by the Independent, which is also which Infowars add a link to. This is how it's called. Toronto bombing. Police hunt 2 men after IED injured 15 diners at Indian restaurant. It appears that they just went and dropped off the device and took off right away. Probably Islamic, folks, as usual. An explosion caused an improvised explosive device ripping through an Indian restaurant in a mall in Toronto's suburb of Mississauga, wounding 15 people, Canadian police said. Peel Region Sergeant Matt Bertram said 2 suspects with their faces covered to conceal their identities entered the Bombay Bell restaurant late Thursday, dropped off some sort of IED and fled. We have no indication to call it a hate crime or any kind of terrorism act. Well, you might just call it a terrorism act now. Peel Region paramedic Joseph Corsestein? I'm sorry. Says 3 people suffered critical injuries and were taken to the hospital, where the remaining 12 victims suffered what is described as minor and superficial injuries. Police later updated the condition of the 3 critical to stable. The explosion happened 10:30 p.m. on Thursday, and the plaza where the restaurant is located was still sealed off on Friday. Different callers called in said that it was a firecrackers or some said shotguns or some noises. I don't think it was an explosion that was rocketing anything, he said, until we get there and analyze the materials after the search warrant. We won't be able to say what it was. And I'm gonna stop right here, because there's plenty more here I could read, but I mean, this seems really suspicious, even though we all know this is all Justin Trudeau's fault. The pretty boy right there. Ha, what a joke, man. I mean, they need a real man up there, not some pretty boy that looks cute. That's from the globalist side, man. Okay? And I'm calling it right now. This is probably an Islamic attack when it's done. And if it's not, it's not. But I'm just calling it out. It is an Islamic attack or some crazy left wing attack. I don't know. They're allied with them now. So this is the last article today. Here it's an article written by the Alex Jones Show, of course. The title is called "The Secrets of GDPR." China is exempt. The globe has introduced some more regulations to hurt the United States. And as you can see here, Alex Jones breaks down found the 2006 EU regulation known as the General Data Protection Regulation, specifically and how it is displayed to her while giving China exemptions. So without further ado, folks, here it is.
9 times out of 10 to be the first person that actually even understands what's happening here. At least publicly. No, there are tons of people in tech and in government that know all this too, but no one writes about it. I remember learning in Hollywood 6-7 years ago that China controlled all 6 of the big studios. I talked about it on air, and man, all the white supremacists flipped out because they're obsessed with Jews. And they went, Jones says China runs Hollywood. How ridiculous. Blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about who came in and bought control of it. I'm not saying there aren't a bunch of people, who are Jewish and Italian and whatever in Hollywood that are the directors and producers. But the communist Chinese own Hollywood now. That's been all over the news. And so I'm watching China take over, and I mean the Communist Party of China. And I'm watching them take control of the whole world. And then, oh my gosh, U.S. companies get hit with billions and 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 billions of dollars. And it's all to set the precedent with Americans that, at least they're going after the big tech guys that are bad who deserve it, which they kind of do. But then next is going to be all the small sites. You watch. They've already announced it. They're coming after the internet in America using the EU, all draconianly implemented, and China is exempt because the Chinese dictator, he went to Davos 15 months ago, last year, and he said, I will hold the New World Order up. I will hold the Euro up. We will defeat Trump. And Juncker shook his hand and said, quote, we're going to have a trade war with America, and we're going to remove Trump, and we're going to defeat America. That was in the foreign news, a hereditary grandson of the most powerful Nazi family in Germany. The Junkers, the damn bombers were called Junkers. The munitions factories, everything. Juncker. He told us, I'm going to defeat you. And Hollywood, and the Communist Chinese, and the Islamicists, and the EU, and the Chi-Coms are all against us, and the average leftist doesn't even know it, doesn't even care, and thinks I'm the enemy, when all we're trying to do with Trump is save something, you idiots. We've been completely overrun. We have been completely sold out, you fools. You got SOB Nazis telling us that they're going to defeat us. Well, just like you were arrogant before, you're going to get your ass handed to you, Juncker, and your Chinese communist dictator, and that Nazi collaborator Soros. You are all going to pay. You're going to get beat. America will defeat you. Russia will defeat you. You're going to get your asses kicked politically. We know what's going on now.
You know, someone...
All right, there goes Alex Jones on internet mode, folks. But seriously, I mean, this is just the beginning, folks. They're gonna come after everyone. Believe me, this is not over. And everybody else who thinks this is all just some idiot crap or whatever, trust me, when your site gets shut down and you're not basically out there and no one's gonna speak up for you, just remember, you kept your own damn mouth shut, alright? Because we tried to help you. Well, that's all the articles I have for you today. If you'd like to read more about the articles, please go to the links below or go to Infowars.com or printbound.com. There you can find hundreds of articles that I read for you today. This is the Infowars News. I'm Infowars. Have a few number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. And please donate to my GoFundMe projects. Thank you. God bless.